Hey everybody, and welcome to day 19 of May the Force Be With You month here on Plastic Nostalgic. Now today, we're going to stick with the Tatooine theme and go to Jabba's Palace. This is the vintage collection of the Star Wars Return of the Jedi. It also comes with Han Solo and Ree Yees. So I can't wait to open this one up. Here is the packaging for the Jabba's Palace Adventure Set. You see on the front it has different action figures, but only a couple come in this one. Here's another view of it out of the box. It's got similar things on both sides. So let's get into this one. Always be careful when trying to cut tape with a knife. Sometimes it can go real easy and you don't realize it. Next thing you know, you're missing a finger. Okay. I'm kind of excited about this one because Jabba was one of my favorite all-time evil villains. Well, let's see if we get it out this side. Here we go. I imagine there's going to be some putting together of this. Here it is in the box here. You're going to need that knife again to free it up. Some more tape across here. And it frees it in the box. But there's some more of these plastic ties. I'll go ahead and take care of those. There's some there. Let's take that out of the box. That's pretty neat. Here we have the instructions on how to put it together. Some of the extra pieces here. And we get rid of this cardboard. We have Han Solo and Carbonite. This was not a figure that was released when I was a kid, but I did have this one when I was a kid, and I ripped him off the card back as quick as I could because that was one strange looking alien. We'll check those out in just a moment. Let's see about getting this thing put together. Okay, little switches to attach the Carbonite to the wall. And the walls can be attached in various orientations. Let's see how we do that. It's just a simple looking wall. A little texture on the top of it there. And on the back side you can see some metal in it. Let's see how it attaches. I guess it can go like that. Let's see. Set it up like that. And attach it together like that. And there we go. There's Jabba's Palace. There's a little switch on the back side here for attaching the Carbonite. And if you look closely on the inside, he has a mount of a tauntaun and another creature. Okay. Let's open these guys up and see how they are. Now here are the two carded figures that came with the Jabba's Palace Adventure set. On this side we have Ree Yees, a character that was released back in the 80s. Like I said before, I had this one as a kid. I thought he looked pretty interesting with his three eyes, and he was hanging back, having him some kind of drink at Jabba's palace. Here on the back, we see Han Solo with Carbonite, Ree Yees, the elite Praetorian Guard, the young Lando Calrissian, Chewbacca, and the Imperial Stormtrooper. And in this one, we have Han Solo in Carbonite. I said before, this one did not have an action figure when I was a kid, except the Carbonite Frozen Han, which is included on the inside of this card, did come with Boba Fett's ship, Slave One. And it also has the same guys on the back as Ree Yees did. This is Vintage Collection 136, and this is 137. So let's get into these guys. Now, I think I've already told you about cutting with a knife. But still, be very, very careful. These razor blades can go right in you, and you won't even realize it. Now, here is that interesting looking card back. It was really freaky seeing Han Solo in Carbonite like that. But now we have one. Has little controls on the side for releasing him. Sounds hollow, but there he is, Han Solo in Carbonite. And after Boosh came through and freed him up, this is what he looked like. Maybe not so bow-legged, but when he was freed from the Carbonite, he was blind for a little while, but he later regained his sight. After being freed from Jabba the Hutt. He has some nice articulation, like most of the vintage collection have. This one also comes with some more tape. Go ahead and get rid of this one too. I'm guessing these are some leg manacles. To keep him from running off. Because as soon as he was freed, Jabba the Hutt knew what was going on. And here's some manacles for him. His arm does not want to bend very well. Well, that's due to the amount of detail that was in these guys. As while these are more highly detailed than the previous action figures, some of the parts do come apart. And you really want to be careful in how you operate them. Well, there's Han Solo from the Vintage Collection of Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and him in Carbonite. I think this is the neatest right here. So let's set those aside and get Ree Yees out of his card back here. Out of the bubble. That's one thing I always loved about Tatooine, and especially Jabba's palace, is the variety of aliens and droids that he had working for him. Because it just showed that George Lucas had one heck of an imagination when it come to outer space aliens. Let's see. Of course, there's a little tape around his laser blaster and his other laser blaster. And there he's out. You get these blasters out. And I remember as a kid when I got this one that it did not have two laser blasters that he came with. He came with a neat golden looking gun that I was very sad to have lost. But being a thug in Jabba's palace, this particular alien will probably need those two guns. I wish I still had the old one that I used to have, and I could compare him to this one. But as much as I can remember, it's very similar as far as the coloring goes, and of course the three eyes. There is a lot more detail there in the face than it had in the original one. I remember those big old meaty hands he had, though. Those are very similar. And it looks like this fellow is ready to stand guard at Jabba's palace. Ree Yees from the Star Wars Vintage Collection. And here is Jabba's palace, complete with Ree Yees standing by the one removable wall, and Han Solo in Carbonite between two mounted heads of some Star Wars creatures, one of them being a tauntaun there on the left. It has two movable walls that you can put it straight or at perpendicular. And Han Solo in Carbonite is held on by a little switch that drops it down and up and is held on by a magnet. So he'll be on display until bush freezing. Jabba's Palace from the Star Wars Vintage Collection. Thanks for joining us today on day 19 of May the Force Be With You month here on Plastic Nostalgic. And join us for more Star Wars unboxing all month long. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. See y'all next time.